2 of your spring reset. And this is a challenging class in that I'm going to ask you to slow down. I know. It can be really challenging, and that's okay. Today's class is going to be focused on mobility and stretch. So this class should feel really, really great in your body. It's a great opportunity to check in with your body, to take modifications, to do something different than what I'm cueing, because that's what feels better for you. This is your opportunity for that. So take a deep breath. Slow your pace down a little bit. And when you feel ready, join me back on your mat. Starting by laying down. I want you to hug your knees into your chest. Take your hands to the tops of your knees and just slowly start to take circles in the hip joint. So this mobility class is going to be a lot of hip mobility. We're going to work our internal rotation, our external rotation, and we're going to get some really great stretches into the hamstrings and the glutes. Go ahead and reverse that circle. And this is the time where maybe your mind has already started to race to your to-do list. Maybe you've already said to yourself, well, I can just shut this off and I won't even know the difference. And that's, you can totally do that if that's what's best for you. I totally get that. But really check in, is that what's best for you, or are you avoiding slowing down? Either answer to that is okay. Last one. Meet me back at center. Let your right foot fall down to the mat, and hug your left shin in a little closer towards your chest. Maybe you want to rock the left shin side to side, opening up to the front of the hip just a little bit. Now from here, go ahead and take your left knee out to the left, opening the inner thigh, and just hold it there for a second. You're going to get a stretch to the left inner thigh, a little stretch and opening through the hip. Maybe you squeeze the knee up and get a little stretch even deeper into the inner thigh. From there, let your left leg extend out. Bring your left leg in parallel, so all 5 toes on the left foot are pointing straight up to the ceiling. Now your arms just rest at your side, and maybe walk your shoulder blades together underneath your back so you open the chest. Take an inhale. As you exhale, I want you to let your left leg externally rotate. So you turn your left leg out. The femur bone and the thigh bone rotates outward just to whatever point you have rotation. Keeping that external rotation, pull your left knee up towards your left armpit. It may not come very far, that's okay. Draw your left knee back into your chest right where you started this class. And then from there, lower your left foot to your mat and slide your leg all the way out, keeping it in parallel. Try that again. Externally rotate, turn the leg out. Pull the left knee up towards the left armpit. Circle the left knee into center. And then slide the leg out. Now I want you to reverse that. Pull the left knee straight up towards your chest. Turn your left leg out. Externally slide the left leg down, and then rotate your leg back to a parallel position. Last time, slide it in. Watch out for your mat. Turn your leg out, circling the knee out. Slide the left leg long. Come back to parallel, and then gently slide your left foot in and plant it on your mat, pulling your right knee into your chest. You can draw the shin a little closer, rocking side to side if that feels good. If you are like, what just happened on my left side? Just go with it, okay? Trust me. It didn't have to look good. It really doesn't, honestly, it doesn't matter what it looks like. And that's kind of the whole point of this class. I just want you to feel into your body, specifically into your hips. Draw your right knee out towards the right here and just hold it there for a sec. Feel the opening for the right hip, for the right inner thigh. Notice where you're at today, right? Notice if you're feeling really tight in your hips, that's okay. Take an inhale. Exhale. Slide your right leg all the way out to straight, rotating it up to parallel, so all 5 toes of the right foot point up to the ceiling. Maybe you walk your hands out and your shoulder blades underneath your back. Externally rotate, turn the right leg out to whatever point of rotation you have. Slide the right knee up towards the right armpit. Circle the right knee into the chest. And then in parallel, slide the right leg straight up. One more time, from the hip, rotate the whole leg out, just a little bit. Pull the right knee out and up towards your right armpit. Circle the right knee in the hip socket, and then slide it out. Reverse that. Pull the right knee straight up to your chest. Let the right knee circle out to the right. Slide it out straight, and rotate the leg to parallel. Last time. The little right knee pulls into the chest. Right knee circles open, slides along, rotate it to parallel. And then gently slide the right foot in and plant it. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, roll onto your left side and gently walk yourself up to a 90-90 sit. So your left knee is in line with your left hip, and your left shin is parallel with the front of your mat. Your right knee is in line with your right hip, and if it feels okay for you, your right foot is in line with your right knee. So you have a 90-degree bend in both knees. If that's way too intense for you, you can curl the heels a little closer in, so you're not at 90, you're more like 45. I want you to start here by just sitting up really tall. You're gonna already feel, I'm guessing, a little stretch in that back right hip. That's great. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, I just want you to hinge forward and find a stretch in your front left glute. So pulling your left hip bone back and drawing your right hip forward, keeping the pelvis nice and square. And you might have a lot more mobility than me. You might be able to fold all the way over that front leg. Great, do that. Take an inhale here. Take an exhale, pulling the left hip bone back. Now I want you to circle your right arm up and back behind you. Reach back and see if you can grab your right foot with your right hand. If you're not able to, you can pause me, grab a towel, and hook the towel around your foot. Now I want you to internally rotate your legs. So lift your right toes up towards the ceiling and feel how your whole right femur bone rotates in and down. Drop the right foot down. Maybe your heart chest lifts. Rotate the leg in and down, internal rotation. Sitting up, inhale. Exhale, find your internal rotation. So what that means is your whole right femur bone, your thigh bone, is rotating in the hip socket. But it's rotating inward. Rather than opening out, it's rotating in, which probably is a little less mobility than the outward rotation that we did just before this, when we were laying on our backs. Last one, I want you to hold that internal rotation if it feels okay for you. Now, if you're able to, release your right hand and bring it back to rest on the mat in front of you. Yes, this would be a seated pretzel position. We are not going into seated pretzel, don't worry. Take an inhale. Now, as you exhale, I want you to squeeze your right glute and just see if you could float your right leg up an inch. Now, very slowly, pass through a parallel rotation to an external rotation, stacking your right shin on top of your left. Now, your knees may not stack like this. Your right knee may be lifted really high. That's totally fine. Take an inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up. Again, squeeze your right glute. Float that right shin up. Pass through your parallel rotation all the way back behind you to that internal rotation. Take a moment and stretch up and over that front left leg. Inhale. Exhale. Again, squeeze your right glute. Lift your right leg up. Full range of motion in this right leg. Internal parallel. External sit tall. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to do that one more time, and then I promise we will hold this beautiful stretch. One more time. Inhale, sit up. Squeeze the right glute. Sweep that right leg all the way back behind you. Feel free to catch the foot if you need that assistance for yourself. Hinging forward, take a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, squeeze the right glute. Rotate the right leg all the way around, coming into this figure four seated position. Take an inhale. And as you exhale this time, take a stretch forward and just hold it. You can drop your chin towards your chest. If two legs in this pigeon position is too much, you are more than welcome to extend this bottom left leg out in front of you and just be stretching over the right bent leg. Maybe you want to rock from side to side. Maybe you want to walk your hands one direction or the other. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let your head go. Just let your neck be released and your shoulders be soft. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Gently walk yourself back up to a seated position. Not my most graceful transition, but stick with me. Step your right foot out to the right. Slide your left shin underneath you, and then here's the really graceful part. Just push yourself up. Yes, I know. It was a really good one. So you're externally rotating this right leg. Hips are going to be squared toward me. So it's basically like a modified warrior two here. I want you to inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides. Now as you exhale, you're going to bend a little deeper into this right knee, and you're going to take a big side stretch, reaching your left fingers up and overhead. Inhale, come back upright, maybe pressing out of that bend in your right knee a little bit. Exhale, side stretch, bending a little deeper into your right knee. Two more like that. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, big side stretch. Last time, inhale. Now I want you to hold this side stretch. Bending into the right knee, pressing the right thigh bone open as you rotate your chest towards the ceiling. So you can use this left arm to kind of press into your, this right arm to press into your right leg to rotate your chest open a little bit more. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, I want you to soften your left shoulder. Now rotate your hips and your torso to face this front right leg. Tuck the left toes and slide the left leg back, adjusting your feet however you need to come into a low lunge. Press into the left palm, and on your next big inhale, I want you to reach your right fingertips up to the ceiling, coming into an easy twist. If you prefer to have your back knee down, that's totally fine. Inner thighs squeeze in towards each other, and then your chest rotates open towards the ceiling as your back left hip bone draws forward. Big inhale, big exhale. Circle this right arm back and around to frame your front right foot. Stepping your back foot as far forward as you need to come up into your pyramid pose. So coming towards two straight legs. They may not be totally straight, and that's okay. Pull the front right hip back and draw the back left hip bone forward. Now it's really easy to carry tension in your shoulders or your neck here. Check in with yourself. Are you starting to tense up in places that you just don't need to be tense? And if for some reason this position just makes you tense, then change it, right? You can drop your back knee down and come into a half split instead. I want you to take 3 big breaths here. And on each exhale, we're going to try to soften a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale, release your neck. Big inhale. Exhale, release your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, draw your right hip back and see if you can drape your body a little farther over that front right leg. Gently lift up onto the back left toes, drop the left knee down, and find your way back to that 90-90 position, this time with your right leg in front and left leg behind. Right knee lines up with my right hip, and right shin is parallel to the front of my mat. Left knee lines up with my back left hip, and if I can, left heel's in line with that left knee. Again, if this is too intense on your hips, if you don't have this mobility, that's okay. Curl your heels a little closer in towards your body. Again, starting by sitting up really tall, inhale, feeling that back left hip rotating inward. And as you exhale, just hinge forward, even just a few inches, and feel this stretch in your right glute. Pulling your right hip bone back, and feeling that opening in the right hamstring, in the right glute. Now from here, reach the left fingertips up and around, and see if you can catch your left foot with your left hand. Again, if you're not able to, grab that towel. Now floating the left foot up towards the ceiling, you're gonna find an internal rotation. Now that might be down here. That's totally fine. You may not be super high. As you find this internal rotation, you're gonna feel your back left hip rotating in and down. Now I want you to inhale, let the foot lower. Exhale, squeeze the left glute and find that internal rotation of your thigh bone. Inhale, lower. Exhale. So again, this is really not about range of motion. Obviously, if you continue to do something like this, you will increase your range of motion, which is great. This is more about finding the information for your own body, right? Internal rotation is incredibly challenging for me, and I really have to think about what I'm doing in order to get to that place. So if you're like me, here you go. Here's a great opportunity for that. Last one, hold the internal rotation. If you can, release your left hand. Bring it back to be in front of your right shin. Now squeeze your left glute. See if you could float your left leg just an inch off of the mat, and then slowly passing through parallel, letting your left hip bone lower as you come to an external rotation, stacking shin on shin. Again, your left knee might be up here. That's totally fine. Take a moment, inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Just take a moment there. Feel that big stretch in your left glute. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, squeeze your left glute. And again, passing through parallel and back into that internal rotation. Lift the chest. Take a moment, fold forward. Inhale, lift. Squeeze your left glute. Float the leg up. And all the way around, stacking shin on shin. Lift the heart. Take a moment, fold forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze the left glute, or rotate back into your 90-90 or 90-ish sit. Hinge it forward. Last time, inhale up. Squeeze your left glute. Slowly feel all the range of motion you have in your left hip. And then find the stacked position. Inhale, lift the heart. If it feels good for you, fold forward. It might be plenty for you just to sit upright in this position. And if that's too much, you can extend the bottom right leg out in front of you. Dropping your chin to your chest. Maybe you want to sway the torso from side to side, or maybe you just want to hold in stillness. Take a big inhale. Take a big exhale, softening anywhere you can. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, walk yourself back up. And again, we have that really graceful transition. Step your left foot out wide. Use your hands as much as you need to tuck your right toes underneath you and come into this modified warrior two. So left leg is externally rotated. My left knee is stacked over my left ankle, maybe a little bit behind. Inhale, sweep the arms wide. Exhale, bending a little deeper into the left knee and sweeping the right fingertips up and overhead. Inhale, back off that bend, come upright. Exhale, sweep it overhead. Two more. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, you're gonna hold this one. So left upper arm really is pressing into your left inner thigh, and then chest is rotating open towards the ceiling. You're bending into your left knee and feeling the left hip opening here. Take an inhale. As you exhale, soften your right shoulder. On your inhale, rotate your torso and your hips to face this front left foot. Tuck the right toes and slide your right leg long. Adjust your feet however you need to come into a low lunge, pressing the right palm into the mat. Inhale, lift the left arm high. Rotating your chest open towards the ceiling. Drawing your left hip back as you press your right hip forward. And maybe you kind of rock side to side or forward and back. Maybe you want to find stillness. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, circle the left arm back and around to frame this front left foot. stepping your back foot as far forward as you need to come up towards two straight legs for your pyramid pose. Left hip draws back, and right hip draws forward. Now notice if your neck is lifting and craning. See if you can tuck your chin towards your chest and really let the back of your neck go. Notice if your shoulders are trying to hold you up here. If you find that you're really tense, step your back foot in farther, or you can drop the back knee down, right? And you can come into more of a half split position here. Let's take those 3 big breaths. Inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale. From this position, I want you to bend your front left knee, plant your hands, and step back to a downward dog. Now, first time we're really getting into the calves here, so feel free to bend the knees and wiggle the hips and shake the head out and find any movement that feels right. But before you start moving, do check in with yourself, because sometimes, for me, I realize I'm moving and I didn't actually check if that's what I wanted to do, right? So stillness is also an amazing option here. This is an opportunity to really check in with what you want, what you need. Big breath in, big breath out. Find yourself back in center here. Lift your heels high, and then let both heels drop over towards the right. Continuing to press through the left palm and lifting the left hip up towards the ceiling. So you're gonna get a big stretch through the left side and a little release through the left IT band. Inhale, heels back to center. Exhale, let the heels fall to the left, pushing to the right palm, lifting the right hip high, and feeling that big stretch through the whole right side body, releasing to the right IT band. Inhale, heels back to center. Exhale, lower your knees down to the mat. Now, if you have some knee sensitivity, go ahead and roll your mat up here for a little bit of cushion. I want you to sit up tall on your knees. Sweep your arms out in front of you. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to take a half circle with this right arm, reaching it up and back. As you do that, I want you to hinge back towards your toes. And then sweep your way back to center. Left arm now sweeps up. Palm rotates, so pinky finger reaches back towards the mat. And then back up again. Beautiful, side to side, just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale yourself back up. Left arm, palm rotates just about halfway through your semicircle. So you're getting a little bit of rotation through the shoulder joint here. Last one before we take a little hold. Now I want you to take your right arm up and back. I want you to hinge all the way back until your right hand comes to the mat, and then sweep the left fingertips up high, lifting the hips up, pushing down to the shins and the tops of the feet, making this nice big opening through your left quadricep, through your left hip, and of course through your chest. Big inhale, big exhale. Moment of strength here, you got this. Left fingertips reach up. Right fingertips reach. Oh, you hinge yourself back up. Woo! Moment of strength there, huh? Left arm sweeps back, you hinge back, and then left palm comes to the mat. Right arm reaches up and over as you press down through the tops of the feet and lift both hips up high, opening up to the right quadricep, opening up to the chest. Big inhale, big exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale, the last big moment of strength here. Reach the right fingertips. Oh, raise the left. Whoa, I totally cheated that. And from there, let your big toes come together, let your knees open wide, and sit back into your child's pose. Ooh. Let your forehead melt down into your mat. Let your hips sink back towards your heels. Let this be a gentle hip opener. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to walk your fingertips over to the right. Stack your left palm on top of your right, and then pull your left hip back towards the back corner of the room, really opening up to the whole left side body, that left armpit, the left obliques, the left hip. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale your hands all the way up and over to the left. Right palm stacks on top of left. Right hip pulls toward the back corner of the room, so you're really opening up to the whole right side body here. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, big inhale. Big exhale. Walk your fingertips back to center. Walk your knees in to touch each other here. And then let the arms fold back behind you, palms, backs of the palms resting on the mat. And you find a nice release for your shoulders. So let your shoulders round here, coming into this little cocoon position here. Let this be really calm and try not to think too much about it. Shoulders just go where they go. Belly is released onto your thighs. Glutes are soft. Fingers and toes are relaxed. And then check in with the muscles of your face. Take 3 big breaths here to finish your class. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Gently slide your hands forward to help push yourself up to a seat. That is your class for today. Amazing work. I hope that you feel great. I hope that you connected in some way with your body, even if that was going whatever it might have been. I don't want to put any thoughts in your own head. Maybe take a minute to see how you feel. And honestly, you might feel exactly the same as you did before the class started, and that's okay too. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will be back on Saturday to finish out this second week of your spring reset. Amazing work today. Have a great day.